got a match. What question should I ask him? What is your favorite color? Turquoise. We're meant to be. Yeah, that's really not it. Hey, I'm going to be talking about the 5 most crucial questions that you should be asking when talking to someone when you're dating online. This is Online for Love, your resource for online dating by the numbers. This whole video today is going to be helping you figure out what questions are best to ask, because when online dating, you don't want to waste your time. You could be talking to somebody for a really long time just to find out that one detail about them that completely changes everything. Don't waste your time. You need to know these crucial questions. The algorithms on dating websites and dating apps can only do so much. At a certain point, it's up to us to decipher if someone is a good match or not. As I list off each of my 5 most important questions to ask, it's important to remember that you should more likely weave these into your conversation rather than bombard the person all at once. You don't want to seem like you're interviewing them. You should also know that response rates and chances of success vary wildly between dating site and dating site, so it's really important to actually be on one of the better dating sites. Luckily, we can help you out with that. We actually have a free online dating quiz that will pair you with your perfect online dating website or app. Like I said, it's completely free. Just click the link in the description. It'll take you to our Online for Love website where you can take the quiz, and in no time you'll be paired with your perfect, legit, awesome site. And then you can come right back to this video and finish watching. Okay, well, without further ado, let's jump right into it. We're going to start with our first example of a great question to ask when you're talking to someone when online dating. And that is going to be, what are you looking for with online dating? This is probably the most important question you could ever ask, because this is going to get you on the same page and see where the other person is coming from, what they're looking for out of this, and if your thoughts and futures align. It's a straightforward question that will quickly weed out the people who are not suited for you. There are millions of people who are online dating, and they all have their own things that they're looking for and their own types of relationships or non-relationships. So there's really endless possibilities of what they could be looking for. Even if you are quickly judging their profile and you think you know what they want, you don't really. In fact, sometimes when people say, just here till the right one comes along, sometimes it means they really just want something casual, but they're just saying that. It's important to not just assume and just ask. That person might be looking for something long-term, marriage even, or maybe they want something, just for one night, something, some casual dating. Maybe they're polyamorous. Maybe, I don't know, they're a whole different sexuality than you thought they were. You never know. Again, just do yourself the favor and save yourself the time. It's really not worth it to waste your time investing in somebody else just to find out that it's not going to work out who knows how long down the road. Or even worse, if you actually get on a date with them and find out in person, that can be real awkward. It's also a good question because it is sort of a good jumping off point for a conversation. Another honest question out there to ask would be me asking you if you could politely please hit thumbs up on this video. If you're enjoying our content so far, we'd really appreciate it if you could give us a like. Thumbsing up the video actually helps us a lot because it shows YouTube that people are enjoying the video, so it pushes it out to more to see. So we'd really appreciate that thumbs up. So our number 2 best question to ask is, what about my profile made you interested? This is a compelling question because it'll really differentiate quickly the people who actually read your profile and who are interested in you, and the people who are just sending out mass messages, the same thing to every single person. It's also really good to know, like, genuinely, what is it about you that drew them to you? Not only is it interesting for you to know, and just for personally good to know, but it's also good, for your future online dating endeavors to know what actually works in your profile. But it's also a fantastic jumping off point for a conversation. It can also be an open invitation to get a compliment out of them. They could just say something like, "You have beautiful eyes, so I was just drawn to your profile." There you go. It can also just be a way to get a compliment. But more about the conversation, it's also a great chance for you to tell them what you liked about their profile as well. So then you're complimenting each other, you're talking about each other, you're kind of reading into each other's profiles a bit, you're flirting. It's all good stuff. This can also show the personality of the person you're talking to. So maybe if they say something that kind of is weird, or like they were attracted to your profile for some odd thing, or they're like, I don't know, I didn't even read your profile, and you're not jiving with that. It can also be a good way to kind of weed out the people who are actually interested and you're actually interested in. But what can help lots of people love your profile is if you actually check out our free online dating profile guide for women and for men. Just click the link in the description. It'll take you right to the guides on our Online for Love website, completely free like I mentioned, and it's really helpful to figure out how to make your best profile ever. The third best question to ask is, what gets you up in the morning? So this might be something you weren't expecting to hear, but it is a really good one, because if you think about it, this question is going to answer a few things for you. It's going to answer, what is their motivations? Do they have drive? What is their drive? Do they have goals for the future? What are they striving for? You'll find out if they're passionate or if they're not passionate, if they have goals or if they don't have goals. And judging by those answers, you can either be attracted to them or maybe that's not attractive to you. This can also be helpful if you have a specific lifestyle. If they get up early and so do you, that really works for you. If they wake up late but you wake up early, maybe that won't work out for you. Or if you have different conflicting schedules in the morning, you actually just find out a lot by this one question, because you're asking them what gets you out of bed in the morning, and they can take it a million different ways, whatever they see fit. They can say, what gets me out of bed is the thought of delicious French toast, or they could say that what gets me out of bed is the thought of conquering the day and doing my best at work, or going for a morning run, or petting my dog. It can give you an insight into their personality. A fourth great question to ask is kind of in the same vein as the last one actually, but it's, what do you like to do on a Saturday night? Just as the former question was a subtle way to figure out what motivates them, this is a great way to find out what they like to do in their free time. You don't necessarily have to ask, what do you like to do Saturday night? You could say, what do you like to do on the weekend, on your day off, something like that. It's all in the same vein. This can also tell you a lot about them and see if your lifestyles match up. Maybe they like to go out partying, maybe they want to go on a hike, visit family. And this is again a good insight actually into their passions, because beyond work you can see if they have any other hobbies or any other interests or side hustles. And this could also actually be a nice segue into a date invitation if you play your cards right. You could ask a more pointed question, what do you like to do for fun? What are your hobbies? But sometimes it's better to ask these more open-ended questions that really encourage conversation and thinking about what they want to say to you and thinking about what they want to reveal. And you can kind of judge their personality or view their personality based on the ways they take it. If you ask somebody questions like, do you have hobbies, or questions that are so pointed, it kind of stagnates the conversation sometimes, because you really want to avoid yes or no answers first off, because that doesn't give room to talk more about something. So when you have a question like this that's not so pointed, you allow them to elaborate in any way that they want to, and you find out more about them that way actually most of the time. And then if they're still a little too vague for you, then you can ask way more pointed questions, of course. So our fifth best question to ask is, do you live near family and how often do you see them? Some people really value and need their family time, and other people are not so much family oriented, so maybe that could be a deal breaker for them. Maybe that could make the whole deal for them. People who love family time in general, it's a great thing if the person you're talking to has a good relationship with their family, with their parents, siblings, etc. That's always good. I would say though, don't judge them if they don't. You don't know what happened, So either way, it's just good to find something like that out, because the relationship with family can be a real big part of somebody's life. If you are somebody who wants children one day, maybe this question would be very helpful to see how they interact with their nieces, nephews, if they have their own children, siblings, things like that, to see if they are interested in family in the way that you are, and to see if your futures will align together. You can just get a lot out of this question, and again, it's just a great one that's open-ended and they can take it whatever way they want to go. So that is actually all of our 5 most important questions that you should be asking when dating online. So hopefully you think, as well as us, that these questions are pretty non-intrusive, easy to ask, great conversation starters, a great way to find out more about the person you are interested in, and not such a pointed, interrogative way. I'm really curious though, what are some questions that you always make sure to ask when online dating? What are some deal breakers for you, and some questions that you cannot go without asking? I'd love to know, so definitely leave them in the comments below. But thank you so much for watching this video. Hope you enjoyed it and I hope you found it helpful. Please give this video a thumbs up if you liked it, and subscribe if you loved it. Hopefully we'll see you here again at Online for Love. Thanks, bye.